Hello, Miss Gonzalez. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I appreciate you meeting with me for this interview. If you go ahead and state your name, the organization you are currently employed by, and your title.
Yeah, so my name is Camila, and I work for Nespresso, which is a corporation of Nestle USA, and my position with them is a Northern Territory account manager.
All right. And can you go ahead and describe a typical day on the job for you? Describe your duties weekly, your responsibilities.
Yeah, so I am part of a business-to-business sales team. So essentially, what I do is work with distributors, and I try to open up Nespresso accounts and businesses. So my main target is startups, and a couple of my clients include Facebook, Google, and essentially what I'm trying to do is improve their business by bringing on Nespresso and working, essentially being the middleman and working with distributors and my clients into bringing in Nespresso as part of their business.
All right. And how did you get into this field? It seems like a pretty specific one.
So I started in college. I was working for Red Bull, and that essentially just ended up leading me into the beverage industry for after college. Once I was at Red Bull, I started working in the beverage alcohol industry. So I was working in the beer world, and then was working a lot with distributors, which led me into working into the coffee industry now.
All right. Um, which majors would you say most commonly secure this type of position and most effectively?
I would say either international business or administration would essentially be the top two that I would recommend for the position I have.
All right. What's the most satisfying aspects of your job?
Getting the sale. I mean, when I close an account, definitely would be the most satisfying.
Okay. Uh, and opposite end of the spectrum, what frustrations or drawbacks do you experience in your position? Would that just be the opposite when you don't get the sale?
Yeah, that or communication issues. Being the middleman, I would say that having to deal with distributors and having issues with trucks not being there or the technician not being there on time or miscommunication with the clients, I would say there's a lot of drawbacks on a daily basis that you have to deal with.
Okay. So, as far as on a usual basis, how often do you travel for your job, and for how long of a time?
So my territory is fairly large. I am in charge of Northern California, and essentially my target goal are startups. So the main focus, a huge bubble of startups are all going to be in San Francisco. So outside of San Francisco, I probably travel once a month, and it's for about a week.
Okay. But nothing real long range, like outside of the country.
Yeah, no, I mainly focus in my territory in San Francisco.
Okay. What percentage of time on your job is spent utilizing computers? What percentage is spent interacting with people? And what percentage is used for doing reports and such, like a weekly report?
Oh, I would say 30, I would say 50% of it is on the computer doing administration stuff, busy work. Working for a large corporation involves a lot of paperwork to 20 different people. And the other 50% I would say interacting with either, whether it be my coworkers, as in my distributors, or my clients. It's
Okay.
pretty split kind of pretty evenly.
And no time is really spent like doing reports. Do you have weekly reports?
Yeah, that's probably 20. The other half of it is all weekly reports.
Okay. How commonly are you in contact with people outside of your organization, and what is your relationship to those people?
How commonly outside of, I mean, if you're counting my clients, it's on a daily basis because that's who I'm targeting other businesses. So that would be on a daily basis. But if you're referring to people that aren't my clients, not very regularly. I'm mainly focused on businesses within my organization. I mean, I always want to keep an open mind, keep as many connections. Any connection, you never know where it will lead you. So I'm always open to it, but in reality, not as often as I would like.
All right. How does your career affect your lifestyle as far as work, leisure, travel, and outside interests?
It puts a huge toll on my social life. I would say I'm just starting out, so at the beginning of a job, you're really trying to grow relationships within your network and within your job. So I would say I put in at least 12 hours of work on a daily basis, and a lot of it, and that constitutes into me barely having a social life and leisure. So my life right now is mainly just working.
Okay. And if you could just speak up a little bit, the microphone is really bad. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
And is there any necessary degrees, licenses, or other credentials that are required for the entry and advancement of your type of position?
No, just a college degree of some sort, and mainly having beverage experience. Not even in beverage experience, they mainly just want you to have experience with distributors and be able to work and basically be the middleman.
All right. What skills, values, or personal traits would you believe helpful for success in this organization, or even specifically your current position?
Definitely have to be social and outgoing. Have to be able to look at, you basically have to be able to, accepting of being denied, you're going to be denied a lot. And yeah, really being secure within yourself, because there are going to be a lot of failures within you.
Be able to handle some rejection?
Sorry?
Be able to handle some rejection?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, got that. Are there some professional or trade groups to which you belong? And if so, which ones do you find the most beneficial in your career?
No, I don't belong to any trade groups.
Okay, fair enough. How do people commonly learn of openings in your field? If someone were to be looking for a similar job, how would they find those openings most easily? Excuse me.
I think with any job opening like nowadays, it would be LinkedIn is the first one. Then also with recruiters, I know that Nestle has a huge team of talent acquisitions, and that's honestly all they do all day. So if you know any recruiters, there's a lot of recruiting agencies, especially in San Francisco, or another site, Backwards, which is solely focused on jobs in the beverage industry.
All right, and if there was something that you could have known before you obtained this position, before you worked for your current employer, if there was some information that you wish that you could have had, what would it be?
The amount of administrative paperwork that I have to do, instead of the amount of time that I have to spend filling out paperwork, rather than actually being out on the field and being able to do my actual job, I wish I would have done that before.
That does seem like some pretty valuable information. Do you have any recommended books that one would be intelligent to read before working in a field such as yours?
I would say either How to Make It in America. It's a book that also turned into a show, which is really good. It's about millennials that are trying to do a sales position while also trying to be creative at the same time, the difficulties that it is for someone our age trying to go out and make it in the world. And if not, I would say Brian Tracy's book. I think it's called The Psychology of Selling, and basically trying to be able to read people. It's a really good book, actually.
Okay. What kinds of entry-level jobs are currently available within an organization like the one you're employed by?
There is a sales representative position, which is basically similar to what I do, just reporting to an account manager. And essentially, it's pretty much the same thing that I do, only less accounts. So there's a few.
Nice. Do you have any future career plans?
Yeah, I want to move into more marketing and events, or moving into nonprofit organizations, something less corporate.
Okay. And last question, would you have some special advice that you would give to a young person planning on entering your same field?
Forget about your social life because you're not going to have one.
All right. Words of wisdom. That pretty much wraps it up for us. Thank you very much, Ms. Gonzalez.